All right. Good morning. I think I'm back. I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Good morning, everybody. Bam. All right. Let me share this out. So, first of all, I want to have you guys. I want you to join, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And I want to have a little conversation this morning about stress. Stress, stress, and more stress. Okay. Have a little conversation about stress. So, hanging out, hanging out in my closet. So I want to take some time to organize it. And so I figured while I'm organizing my closet that I can make myself useful. And so I want to talk to you all about caretaking your mental health, caretaking your body, right? And your environmental space so that you can have a relaxful living experience. All right. So here it goes. I remember, I think it was 2015. 2015, I was helping a service member with a promotion package. And my MOS is finance. And so the information, but I do know how to go and seek out the regulatory rules and regulations, policies and procedures for getting promoted at the time it was the Army. And so I was helping this young lady with her packet, and I pulled out the regulation and I went line for line under the different categories of the promotion packet. And what happened was I put the packet together, got the folders, made some tabs, tabbed out everything. And what happened was when she submitted it, it was returned. And it was returned like we didn't have much time to correct it. So when it was returned and we went through the regulation to find out what was the issue, what was the correct way of doing it, we had did it the right way. And so I end up sending her back to the personnel office to say, hey, according to the regulation, this is how it's supposed to be done. So it got kicked back to me. And we did this for about, 20, 30 minutes. So at this time, you can imagine the soldier got really, really frustrated. And at the same time, she started stressing me out. And so I was like, okay, I'll go with you, because she wasn't in my section, but I was supporting. I was trying to help her because I wanted to see her advance in rank. So I went with her, and we went marching our little way down to the personnel office to see the chief at the time, who was kicking it back. And we got into this heated discussion on the proper way to submit that packet. And I got so frustrated. I was so upset. I was so mad because this person, and I used to tell my soldiers all the time, there's a right way to do things and there's a preferred way. And just because it's someone's preference doesn't make it right. And that was what was going on. He had a preference, but it wasn't his preference was more than what the regulation said. And so the regulation trumps his preference. And I was a bulldog. So I was like, I'm not hearing what he talking about. This packet's gonna go through. And I was, ooh. So we got into this, I was showing a little insubordination at the time. And we started going back and forth. And so I left and I went to go see somebody higher ranking than him and explain the situation. But this time I was so mad. I was so mad. I stressed out really, really bad. Really, really bad. And I within my stress, I end up getting Bell's palsy, which is one of the symptoms to a stroke. All right. One of the symptoms of a stroke. I was so stressed. I mean, I didn't even know how stressed I was until I went into a meeting that evening. I went into a meeting that evening to speak on a program that I wanted to facilitate for business. And when I was in the meeting, I noticed that my face, I felt kind of funny in my face, and I had drank something, and it kind of like just kind of slid out the side of my face, and I was like, that's weird. So I wiped my face. I didn't say nothing. I kept going. I kept talking, and as I spoke, one side of my face just kind of like it wasn't moving. So when I was laughing, like the right side was kind of like moving and the left side wasn't. And I was in the meeting with two other people, and I looked at them and they looked at me like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't know. So I said, excuse me, and go to the restroom. So I looked at my face and I was like, that looks weird. So when we left from there, I went to the VA emergency room and I said, I'm having a stroke. And of course they laughed at me because I was walking and I was like, no, I don't think you're having a stroke. But we think might be going on, might be have Bell's palsy, which is a definite symptom of a stroke. So it took me to the back and I want to make sure they ran tests, and I had to get a CAT scan and all of that stuff. And so it was like one of the scariest moments of my life because I had never experienced that before. I didn't even know I was that stressed. But obviously, I was so stressed that it caused a reaction. Honey, listen, you want to talk about calming down? Monika calmed all the way down. Like, I was like, like my nephew said, and nothing. I was like, I'm not going to get out of whack ever again. I'm just going to, okay, go in my little zone and figure it out. Okay. So that's what I want to tell you guys. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Stress can kill. Stress can kill. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself in a situation. You'll find yourself in a situation. And that situation could be detrimental to your lifestyle if you don't caretake it. And so there's preventive measures that you can do to keep from getting into that space, right? And then there's things that you may be doing that, hey, listen, you're going to have to cut out because it is not good for your lifestyle to be involved in that way because of what it does to you. Okay? Because of what it does to you. And so what you need to do what you need to do is you say, okay, I need to take a chill pill. I need to take a chill pill. All right. And sometimes you taking a chill pill is that you're not going to be a good morning, knowledge, one love. You're not be available for everybody. Like you have to get to a point where you have to manage your time, because if you don't manage your time, then they will be taking things away from you, and you're going to get stressed out when you can't get things done that you need to get done. And then you're going to find yourself in a situation. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Trust me. Because if you create a situation for yourself, especially if you're not in a financial place to caretake yourself, you're going to find yourself in a nursing home early. You're going to find yourself in the hands of others. And it doesn't matter what age you are, because strokes, heart attacks, and things of that nature, they don't have no names on them, baby. They don't have no age on it. There's no expiration date when that stuff shows up. When it does, it will plague your lifestyle. It will plague your lifestyle. And guess what? You're going to be in a worse situation than if you would have just tried to help yourself before you got to that point. And again, good morning. I'm over here straightening out my closet. So I decided to talk to you all about caretaking your lifestyle, paying attention to stress. All right. Some of you all, if you are in my age group, you guys are getting older. Okay. So you have to do things different. You have to do things different. And you definitely have to make sure that you are paying attention to yourself. Some of us have stopped being active. You're just kind of dormant. You're not moving around during the day. You just kind of you get out of your bed, you do your personal hygiene, which takes a little movement. Then you go to your car, maybe you move around the kitchen a little bit, you go to your car, you sit down, then you get out your car and you go to your workspace. That's a little walk-in that you may do to get to your workspace. And then you sit in your workspace until lunchtime. That's another 2-3 hours, right? Then you may get up for lunch. You'll go to the restroom at that time. And then while you're there, you go back to your workspace. And then guess what? Back at your workspace, here you're sitting down again. No mobility whatsoever. No mobility whatsoever. None. Zero. Just in an area all day. And then you do this for the next month. And guess what? Now you find yourself that you have not done anything. So I get up in the mornings and say, hey, I have to build up a tolerance. I have to build up a tolerance for getting up and doing something productive with my life. Not just sleeping in because you can, but there's a lot of things that you could be doing around your household. A lot. Like right now, I said, you know what? I'm not going to go back to sleep today. Because I could. I could and I would sometimes. After the workout, please. I'll get in the shower and hop that butt back in the bed for another 2 hours. Nope. I wasn't going to do that today. I said, I'm going to get up and I'm going to straighten out my closet, because next week I'm going to be gone. Towards the end of the week, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, almost 9 days. 9 days. And so, because I have to leave, I said, you know what? I need to I need to straighten up. Make sure my stuff is in order. So my house is clean, but I need to make sure my yard is taken care of properly. I need to make sure that I've all my laundry is done, change the linen on my bed, right? So that when I get back, I don't have to be like, oh, I got all this work to do, when I should have did that before I left, or I should have already had it done. So when you're doing things for yourself, you make sure you do it in a timely manner, and you get it all knocked out. And you can't get it knocked out unless you create a system, a process, right? So kind of every day, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm so busy when you're doing your work around the house. You could just take some time, block some time off. One day, maybe you straighten out your closet. The next day, maybe you'll clean up and straighten out your room or reorganize your room. Next day, if you're like me, I have a computer room on my office space. I'll change that around, move that around, do some things different with that, right? Then I'll work my way do my bathroom, thoroughly clean it, wipe the walls, clean the showers, clean the tub, clean the baseboards, throw some things in the cabinet that I've probably had for a while, throw those things away, get some new things in there, reorganize my hair products, things of that nature, right? Then I'll you can make your way to the kitchen, clean out your cabinets, throw away old food that you're not going to eat anymore or that you haven't touched in a year. So basically, you would be going through each area of your house and do it 1 week at a time. Don't do it every day. 1 week at a time. I do it every quarter because I do seasonal cleaning, and I change things around. I move things around, right? And so those are ways that you could kind of stay calm and do some things that could kind of release or mitigate your stress. Hey, good morning, you guys out there in YouTube world. Destiny. Oh, hey, Denise. I'm not sure I log in under my daughter. You're telling the truth. It's so hard to take. I can give you the Zoom link too if you want it or whatnot. Hey, good morning, Kev. Good morning, Eileen. Peace and love. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I came on this morning because like we're not paying attention to what's going on in our bodies, and we're just living. And see, unlike our parents, we are doing way more than what they do. We are doing way more than what they've done. They had their days mapped out. They knew that they were going to get up at a specific time. They were going to make breakfast for their family. They was going to clean, get their house in order. They was going to go to, some of them, if they had to go to work, they were going to go to work. Others, they knew they were going to, as soon as they came out of that breakfast meal, maybe they took a little break and they watched some soap operas, right? They did laundry. And then guess what? By the time 12 o'clock, they were preparing for their most of the time everybody's gone, so there would be no lunch, so they probably have something light for themselves, but they were preparing for the dinner meal. Then once they did that and preparing for the dinner meal, they kind of kept themselves going or whatnot. Some of them even did some yard work. Others, they ironed, got clothes ready for the kids for school for the next day, and or for their spouse or for themselves, right? And so they prepared constantly, but it was a little bit more relaxing. Now you have that duty plus You have the duty of keeping your house in order and preparing for your kids and yourself and your spouse for the next day. That can begin to be very overwhelming. So what I do sometimes I do this stuff myself, and sometimes I do this stuff myself, and sometimes guess what? I just hire somebody. There's always somebody who want to make an extra dollar. I'd be like, hey, you want to come clean my common area? Sweep, mop, do my laundry, right? Straighten out my house, turn my bed around. Yes, I will hire someone in a minute. Okay. I'm not stressing myself out. I'm like, whoa, I done bit off more than I could chew this week. I need to take a break, baby. let me patronize somebody else. Let me make a donation. Okay. I'm gonna make a donation today because I am not. When I feel like I've done enough, and if I feel like I've done enough, I'm like, let me go and hire somebody, And most people, they'll be like, oh, you so lazy. No, I'm not. I've got a lot going on. Maybe I have some clients. I'm doing too much work. My mind is too busy. Too busy. I need to relax. Come home and go to sleep. I need to go to sleep. I need to get relaxed a little bit. And some of you, that's what you got to do. Put a couple of dollars, 20, 30, 40, $100, $150 aside, depending on how much stuff you got, right? And pay somebody to come do that work. Hey, listen, I'm not embarrassed and I'm definitely not ashamed. I promise you, I'm not going to stress myself out, trying to sustain a lifestyle and have to come do my own. I'll hire somebody quick. Like my brother's on his way right now. He's getting ready to cut them bushes in front of the house and that tree. And he's going to come in here. I've already cleaned behind my stove and my refrigerator and behind my my washer and dryer. He's going to come in here and trust me, whatever I didn't get done by the time he's done doing the stuff outside, I'll pay his little butt to finish out because I'm not going to stress and do it. I'm just not going to do it. No way, Jose. It's not going to happen. So I need for you all to start paying attention, especially if you're aging. Like I said, diabetes, strokes, high blood pressures, cholesterol, none of that stuff has an age on it. And guess what? It doesn't have an expiration date. Once you tapped into those areas, now is about sustainment. That's it. It's about manage and control. It's not about, oh, my mama had it. It's generational. It runs in the family. Who wants to live and they are full of medical issues, got a million pills that they have to take. Somebody could jump on a panel and join me in this conversation if you like. Who wants to live in all that agony? No one wants to live like that. But the only way you could control, only way you can ensure that you could have a smooth, like if you see some of these older men and women and they still walking around and they're in their 70s and their 80s and they are still doing, guess what? They're eating right, they're staying active, they're staying mobile, they're taking care of themselves. Guess what we're doing? Some of us look older than your grandma or your grandpa. That's horrible. That's a problem. That's a problem. You got to get it together. Start doing some self-care. Don't let your family, your kids, whomever, rush you out of the bathroom. Take your time. So you can feel good about that. Relax. Go to bed. Some of you all need to turn them TVs off in your room, so you can be able to relax and go to sleep at night. You know, too busy. Mental is too busy. You got to slow down. Some of y'all need to join our Zooms in the morning so that you can join our Zooms in the morning so you can get your exercise in, get your blood flowing a little bit so that you could be more productive. But you can't do that, right? Because you're too busy taking care of somebody else. You're too busy taking care of somebody else. And you want to be able to, if you want to be there for the long haul, if you want to be there for your grandbabies, guess what? Better start paying attention to yourself. Better start paying attention to your body. Stop ignoring. You better stop ignoring the warning signs. Stop ignoring the warning signs because they show up when your body gives you an alert. It is not for you to ignore. It's not for you to ignore the alert. Alert means maybe you have some aches in an area, a little pain. Maybe you felt a little stiff. Like, since I've been working out in the mornings, right? I'm getting a little bit more looser, a little bit more mobile. Why? Because now I am giving my body the opportunity to allow my blood to flow. Allow my blood to flow freely. Okay? Blood is flowing freely. I wasn't able to do that before. Why? Because I was too darn busy. And I thought I was doing something because I was busy, but I wasn't, because I was sitting dormant. I was just sitting, not moving or using anything. You gotta get the air flowing through your body. Get that blood flowing through your body. You may not have to go out and run a 10K, but guess what? If you get out there and you walk, when the last time you walked through your yard? From the front to the back, check out the scenes, look at your house. I remember one time I hadn't even gone in my backyard. I went in my backyard for the first time on Friday. And I was like, what is all this in my backyard? I thought this stuff was gone. I thought I paid somebody to get rid of this drama. Honey, I had stuff in my backyard. I was like, this stuff got to go. I'm not a hoarder. I do not keep all kinds of stuff in my house, in my backyard, because listen, come towards the end of August, whatever I haven't used, it's about to get out this closet. It has to go. Ain't no need in sitting around. That's just more work I have to do. So it has to go, right? So you have to get to a place too where you're taking your time, you're going through your things at a nice little pace. Don't rush. Allot some time for you to organize your stuff. It's important. It matters. It really does. But guess what? You have to embrace it. You have to embrace it. Okay? You have to embrace it. So if you're stressed, you're like, man, let's take a chill pill. It doesn't mean that you go out and do crazy things and make your life more miserable by getting towed up from the flow up. That's not what you do. That is not what you do. It means that you take your time and you say, you know what? I think today I'm going to, like I said this morning, as soon as I finished my workout, I came off the other live stream early. So I said, today I am going to get in. I just did my laundry. So this morning I have about an hour and a half, and I'm going to get in there in my closet and I'm going to put my clothes away. Something as simple as putting your clothes away becomes a task. But guess what? It means I'm still being mobile. I'm still kind of exercises up and down in the drawers, hanging stuff up, right? But I'm accomplishing two things at one time. So don't get so caught up where you have to move so fast. As soon as you get up, you're rushing out the door to get to work in the morning. Or maybe you're working at home. Oh my gosh, that's even worse. Roll out of bed to sit down. You better stand up. You better take them power breaks. If your job gives you 15-minute breaks twice a day, you better take them. Don't say, oh, I never get to take a break because I have to work. Please, you better take a moment and pause. Forget that. It's gonna be there when you get back. And don't be trying to meet. Listen, I was doing something for somebody and they called me and I said, hey, you want me to do this or you want me to do that? What do you want me to do? Because I can't do both. And if all of it is a priority, then you're gonna have to pick your battles, baby. And you have to know. Okay? So I want you guys take care of yourself this morning. Get you a nice relaxation video. Do some breathing exercise. Because your life matters and longevity matters. And if you want longevity, you have to take care of yourself and you have to take breaks. Okay? Peace, power, and profit.